me. I really appreciate it. I know the last live I had, I missed a lot of questions, so I wrote some down, and I'm going to address those first. I want to thank everybody for your kindness, your generosity, your support of Sunshine Shoulders. I'll be putting some more updates on the baby Denise repairs today when I go over there. Those guys are really working hard, and you can see that other side of the house where they've finished that floor, and now they're going to work in the plywood. Then they're going to go back up. No. Today they're going to, after they finish their floor, they're going to build the bathroom. And then they're going to do the plywood. And then, hey, Kenny Roundtree from Plano, Texas. And then they're going to go back upstairs and finish that. And that'll be it. I tell you, man, like I told you before. Hey, Joe St. Augustine from Angleese City, thanks for joining me. Hey, Ronald Jefferson, thank you so much. And James Lance, thank you, for that Cash App. Remember, I don't get a email, but I don't have your email, James. So if you could send me your email, I'd like your email, brother. Hey, Brett Thomas, what's going on? He said he's from, where's he from? Oh, from Melbourne, Australia. Raheem Brown says, I'm going to call you Sunshine Million Views. Hey, Raheem, man, I'm glad that you showed up, brother. I've been missing you, man. What's going on? Everything okay? Efren Dunlap said, hey, what's up? What's for breakfast, Calvin? Every morning I eat the same thing. I eat 3 boiled eggs and a cup of rice. And then I'll drink, take my my vitamins. A shout out to Massachusetts. Hey, Rod and Steam, what's going on? Brad Jones, he says, $1 million man. Hey, John 2020 says, what's up, Calvin? I want to give some shout outs. I forgot last time. San Diego, California, Indianapolis, Tulsa, Greensboro, North Carolina, South Jersey, Seattle, Tampa, Florida, Lexington, Kentucky, Raleigh. My friends in Ireland, they said they love me in Ireland, man. That's really a compliment, man. I mean it. The UK. Hey, Tony P, what's up, brother? John 2020. Yeah, Raleigh, man. That's where my ex is, man. Some man is, he's really lucky with her. Hey, Doug Carr. What's going on, brother? Russell from Mississippi. Oh, Tony P, you in Vegas. I wonder if you know my buddy Sam. What's Sam's last name? I don't know, but he's from Indianapolis. He moved out there. He's the only person that's ever contacted me online and actually came over here and I met him. We met him and his girlfriend in Cebu, and we went out to TGI Fridays in Ayala Mall. It was really good. Hey, James Lyons, thank you, man, for your Cash App. I'm glad you're on here now. Send me your email, brother, if you don't mind. Virginia's in the house. Doug Carr, he said, Cal, what do you think of Cebu? Hey, Dev Zedinek, thank you for that super chat. What's he saying? He says, you're welcome to stay at my house in Comegan. It's empty with Wi-Fi if you need a getaway. Hello from Atlanta. Wow, man. I tell you what, I'm going to take you up on that when they open this up, because I went to Comegan Island one time back in 2010, and man, you talking about a gym. I went out to that sandbar out there. They only charge you maybe 50 pesos or something like that to take you. I gave them 200 pesos. I'm always tipping the guys. They take you in this little boat. Take about 5 minutes, Deb. And man, I appreciate it, man, because I would love to live in Comegan or one of them little small islands like that. Dupton says, hello, Calvin. How much budget would you say if you don't have to pay rent. Oh wow, it's got no rent, huh? You're lucky. He says, wait. Sorry, guys. He says, how much budget would you say if you don't have to pay rent? And hello from Boston. What's up, Dupton? Oh, man. What do you mean, per month? Rent is cheap here. Food is what's expensive. And I was going to talk about that today. But yeah, I don't know. It depends on where you live, man. And I'm glad you brought that budget thing up, man, because I'm going to tell you, there's no right or wrong answer, guys, to that budget question. The only reason it persists is because people love to argue. No people are the same. I didn't have the same budget as you had in America, but we never argued about that. So why you want to argue about the budget that you got or I got over in the Philippines, man? It's nonsense, guys. Let's get rid of that. It's who you are, where you live, and how you live. Do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you use drugs? Do you chase women? What kind of stuff do you use? Christopher Leroy says, I heard the price of a can opener. I don't know. You can get a cheap one, man. The old can where you crank that, you can get that for about 20 pesos, man. Oh, man, Keith White says, hi, Calvin, say hi. He says, saying hi from Cincy, man. Brother, I used to live in Cincinnati from 1984 to 1990, man. I loved it. That's when the Bengals were really good in those years with Sam Weiss and Boomer Esiason and Ickey Woods and all of them guys, man. Retired 2019 says, some Americans like drama and love to argue. Some, man, that's part of our DNA, man. We're going to argue with you. I don't care what the question is, what the answer is, what the issue. We're going to argue. We love to argue, man. It's crazy. Hey, retired 2019 from Cary, North Carolina. Is that where the Filipina killed her husband and then killed herself? I did a video on that. It was somewhere in North Carolina. I believe it was Cary. Hey, South Jersey, Mr. Vegas, Cal, appreciate your tactful, let's see what he says. Your tactful response to the other guy's 3,000 budget sweet spot video. Mr. Vegas, yeah. But really, it wasn't a response to him. One of my subscribers on here, he said he watched it. And he said, the guy said you need $2,500 to $3,000 a month. You know, he said, what was my thoughts on it? And the first thing out of my mouth was, I'm not second guessing that guy. I would never do that. He's entitled to his opinion. As a matter of fact, you know, he's got a great channel, man. He provides great information. It's not about him or me. But some people are trying to make that about him and me. It's not about that, man. You know, and that's why I said that budget argument, man. There's no right or wrong answer, man. I know guys over here, I promise you, especially down in Mindanao, they're living on less than $800 a month. And they're living good. It just depends on where you live. That's all. And how you live. I live a simple life, man. You know, I don't need all that extravagant stuff. Nothing in my house costs more than $300. Absolutely nothing, man. I'm in the Philippines. I don't need that stuff. But I did want to address these food prices, man. Let me tell you something. When I came here, when I made it back to San Carlos City in September the 17th, when I left Zamboanga, because in Mindanao it's cheaper than it is anywhere else in the Philippines. Chicken was 160 pesos per kilo. Okay, I get here to San Carlos, it's about 169 per kilo. Now, 5 months later, I went and bought some drumsticks the other day at Save More, the grocery store. 199 per kilo. You know, I don't know if it's because of the pandemic. I don't know what it is, man. I mean, food is went out of the roof, man. And that's why in a small city like San Carlos City, the grocery stores are basically empty. It's crickets. Now, if you go to Cebu, Manila, where the Dumaguete, there's more of a middle class, more of an upper class. The grocery stores are crowded, but here it's empty because people can't afford it. Hey, Robert Morris, thank you. He said, yeah, give the like, thumbs up. Because people can't afford it. So what they do, and what I do for a lot of my stuff, is I go to the market. So if they can't afford a whole kilo of chicken, they'll buy a quarter kilo of chicken, a half a kilo of chicken, or whatever, So they can break it all the way down. And so when you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. And a lot of my budgeting, I get from the Filipino. What I've done is a lot of the American brands that I was hooked on when I got here, I've switched over. I found Filipino brands that are just as tasty, just as quality. And I've switched over and I've saved a lot of money that way. But yeah, the food prices. A guy asked me last time, I didn't get to address it. He was like, where's the best place to meet a woman? And of course, I'm against online because you don't know what you're going to get. Come over here, guys. See what we do, we bring our American thinking over here. So when we see a beautiful woman, we're afraid to approach her. We're intimidated. But you don't have to worry about that over here. But here's what I say about that. You're one introduction away from meeting a great woman over here. I mean, it's real simple, guys, over here. To meet somebody, you're one introduction away. Either introduce yourself or have somebody introduce you. I mean, just like if you see my video on Vanessa, see, John basically introduced me to her. And there's lots of women like her in her village in the Philippines where they would be happy to talk to you and get to know you and see if there's a spark. That's what they look for. I told you these Filipinos, they connected with nature. They got to see a spark. If they don't, then, unless they're a scammer and they just want the visa or something. But, yeah, you're just one introduction away, man. And, that woman's fine. Y'all only seen her on film. You didn't see her in person. And while I'm on her situation, a guy sent me some money to Vanessa. I gave it to her, but it's a headache, guys. If you want to send money to Vanessa, send it to her directly. Contact her with her email because she doesn't live here in San Carlos. It's not like baby Denise or Gail, where I just live basically 10-minute tricycle ride away or less. I can just take the money over to them. With her, with Vanessa, you send me the money, I cash it out, then I have to go to the Palawan in this case, and Palawan is like the Filipino favorite place to send money. So it's always crowded. You're going to sit in there for 30 minutes. You're exposing yourself to this COVID out here. Let's see what he's saying. It's just a headache, guys. So send it to her directly. Hey, Sal, what's going on, brother? I got your question here, Sal. I'm glad you checked in. He said, how many bedrooms is in that mansion? I would say 10 bedrooms, man. This place is huge. And I was just by there yesterday. I apologize. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to put it on my community page. Okay? Never give up. Say, hey, genius. Man, I'm going to get rid of you never give up because I see that you're a troll, man. I can't have that on my channel, bro. You never have anything positive to say, man. We're just trying to hang out here and have some fun. It ain't about all that. Hey, Jay Eckley, man, I'm going to shout you out. I think you down there somewhere in California. Hey, Rick Esposito, what's up? Hey, Mr. Vegas, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I got that right here. The dollar's been inching back up, man. It was... But believe it or not, Mr. Vegas, last Monday, the dollar was at 48.04. Now it's at 48.62. That's good news. What's up, Carmen? Glad you could join us. Oh yeah, AJ Ackley, he's from Orlando, Florida. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you. South Park, Colorado. What's going on? Winter Park, Florida. I used to sell some candy that they made from Winter Park, Florida. I think it's they're known for that taffy down there. Am I right? Amen, says Calvin. Have you been to Bohol? Absolutely. One of my favorite islands in all the Philippines. If you get a chance to come here to the Philippines, make sure you go to Panglao Beach in Panglao, Bohol. It's right across from Tagbilaran. It's like the main little city. Then you cross this little bridge to Panglao, and that's where the beach is. It's Alona Beach, and it's white sand. It's beautiful. Really nice. Yeah, that's saltwater taffy. That's what they're known for. I used to sell that door to door. Well, I sold a bunch of stuff for Junior Salesmen of America. I still remember, believe it or not, the little speech we used to have. And this guy would take us out to these rich neighborhoods, and we'd sell it for $2 a box. Now, this was in 1975. That was a lot of money, and we'd get 35 cents a box. Sometimes I'd sell 20 boxes in one day and get $7, man. That was a lot of money back then. But that's where I got that statement I always put. It's a proven fact that a boy kept busy stays out of trouble, see? But I just replaced boy with man. And it's true, but yeah. And we used to sell that saltwater taffy. Hey, the Ziggy Family Hustle. What's up, brother? Yeah, check out his channel, man. And also, while I'm thinking about that, I want to give a shout out to Raymond Hodges. I hope you're on here. He's got a Facebook group. It's called Black People in Filipino History and Society. He's got some interesting stuff on there, man. If that type of stuff interests you. I told him I was going to shout him out because a lot of times he'll feature my videos on his channel. But what he's doing is important. And yeah, I wanted to shout him out today. Great job, Raymond. Will Horton says 3-month vacation enough to get a taste. Oh man, that's more than enough, man. I wish. See, that's my number one advice to people when it's your first time here. Bring as much money as you can afford and stay as long as you can. There's only one first time in the Philippines, guys. I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna kick yourself for not staying that extra week, a couple of weeks or whatever it is, or bringing that extra $200 or $300 if you can afford it. Now, if you can only come here for a week, then come here for a week. You know, but bring as much money as you can afford and stay as long as you can, because I'm gonna tell you. Rick Esposito says, see, that's what I said. The Filipino channel, he's got a lot of good information, guys. I would never knock him. I would never knock any YouTuber, man. This is not easy, guys. He said, Filipino Info says they opened up another runway in Manila and they're trying to make, it keeps going out so quick. He says, they're trying to make a standard procedure for travel. I think things are going to open by summer. Rick, that's their goal. The second half, you know, they're talking May, June. But they're going to do it in regions based on how well the country has done containing the COVID. So remember, the top 4, I can give you the top 6 tourists to the Philippines. Number 1 is South Korea. Number 2 is China. Number 3 is America. Number 4 is Japan. Number 5 is Australia. Number 6 is Taiwan. So if you want to read that, they're going to say, they're probably going to let these people in the region here, Australians, China, South Korea, Japan, they're going to let them people come in first because they've done better than America with containing that COVID. Yeah, Will Horton says, if you're traveling from the U.S., don't carry more than $10,000. Absolutely, in cash. I mean, he's so right with that. I mean, it's so much riffraff that was going on in that Manila airport. That's why I tell you, man, unless your business is up in Luzon and your girlfriend is up there and you've already made reservations or something, I would fly into Cebu, man. They had that old bullet scam going on in Manila, man. It caused a lot of heartache and trouble for people, man. Hey, Filipino singing show, what's up from Germany, man? I'm glad you checked in because I've got some good people, some good friends of mine from Germany. They own an Airbnb down in Ormoc City, lady. And the lady's a Filipina. She married a German. They were married for 30 years. They met during the pen pal days. But her son and his wife, well, what she did, she moved to Germany. She was sending her money back. Hey, AJ Eckley, thanks for that super chat. She was sending her money back. She built this just humongous place in Ormoc. They live in the downstairs and they do Airbnb on the upstairs. Really, every room is a studio apartment with your own bathroom and everything. Check it out, guys. She's really, really a nice woman. And the son, he just looks like a German, but he's half Filipino. He's been here since he was 17. He's like 32 now, 33. And it'll shock you, man. This guy speaks fluent Visayan. He wants to bring her to Germany. Just reported tourism going into Cebu no longer have to take the swab test. Wow, Rod Rodenstein. That's great information. Because if you have not taken that swab test, it's a beast. I'm going to tell you. And when I took it, I didn't know whether to call the police or the ambulance. Because I felt assaulted, man. I'm going to tell you. It is something, man. I'm going to tell you. It's about as uncomfortable, man, as anything I've ever experienced. They go down both sides of your nostrils here. The fact that bringing her old wife to America caused problems, to say the least. Yeah, that's a personal choice, and I always tell guys, just my experience, man, when in country, especially America, it's like going from just simple addition to the most complicated calculus or math problem on the books, man. Trust me when I tell you this. They're not ready, man. It's like taking somebody who just learned 2 + 2 is 4, and then all of a sudden you hit them with the most complex calculus equation in the math book. That's what it's like. But see, it's our thinking. We think, oh, we'll just bring her over here and she's going to adjust real quick. It's going to be no problems. Bull, man. That's bull, and you're going to catch a lot of hell. It'll take a while. AJ Eckley said, open up a child swab account if you're going to visit. No ATM fees. Now, do you have to have a certain amount in that child swab account, AJ Eckley, to keep that open? Let me ask you that, if you could put your answer there. Because a lot of people have been saying that, but they haven't been given any more information. My subscribers want to know, what they really have to do. Kerry Joyner said, don't bring your Filipino wife to America. It doesn't work. And I'm going to get back to that. Okay, you dirty puppy. Okay, thank you for that information. He says $1,000. So if you're able to keep that $1,000 in that account, that's a great idea. Oh, $1,000 to open. Okay. Also, you dirty puppy, I was talking to John, and he said that it's okay for us to tour your home over there in South Villa. because I had a question. A guy asked me, he says, how much can 500 US dollars, what type of house can 500 US dollars per month get you in San Carlos? And I said, man, that's pretty, that's a lot of money over here. And then John said, you've got a nice place and you wouldn't mind me doing it. Okay, well, let's set that up. Send me something in my email at calroach1, CALROACH1 at gmail.com. Will Horton said, take her to Oklahoma. It's okay, he said, but LA, kiss it goodbye. Yeah, back to that, don't take my wife to America. It's like going from 2 plus 2. It's like going from first grade math to the complicated stuff in college. And, and depending on how smart and intelligent she is, and, because Filipinos, they adapt pretty fast. But I'm going to tell you, man, if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't do it, man, because I'm going to be honest with you. Had I not took my wife there, man, we'd probably still be together. See, because we didn't split up because we were fighting and we didn't get along. We loved each other. But she just wanted to stay there. I wanted to stay here. It's that simple, man, and that's what happened. She got a taste of that. Now she don't even want to come back. So Carrie Jones says too many variables. It is, man, but it's a personal choice. And a lot of men, they're too young to retire over here, so they don't have a choice. And I feel you on that. That was my situation when I brought her over, her and my son. But I told her, I said, look, I got a 4-year plan. And of course, when you tell somebody that 4 years seems like an eternity. But when the 4 years is up and you say, hey, we're ready to go, she stayed over 6 months, man, and bounced. Yeah, she didn't want to leave. And that's why she's over there now. I give her my best, from what I heard, she's got a boyfriend, and that's good, see. I wish her the best, man. I really do. I promise you, man, because we didn't break up because we fought or anything. Another thing I want to address, a guy was telling me about, he thought he was married to a Filipino over here for a long time. Lord P, hold that thought. That's a process. Lord P asks, can Gail claim American citizenship once she finds her father? Well, he's going to have to do something on her part. See, she has to prove that, once she proves that, Lord P, yeah, you're right. Yeah, automatically. That's automatic, but that's a process. When you're 0 to 18, it's a CRBA. Once you get over 18, it's something else. But I've done my kids like that already. And you have to prove your parenthood, and they ask for pictures before she was pregnant, during, and after. They'll check your passport. Were you in the Philippines at the time of conception and all of that? But yeah, she's U.S. citizen, and they'll issue, as part of that process, they'll issue her that certificate and her passport, and she'll be able to leave at any time. That's why it's important that we find this guy, or he steps forward, because she don't want anything from him. She just wants that new life. Really, she just wants that new life, and I can't blame her. An American citizenship is worth millions over her lifetime. Man, she lives in the squatters area right down the street from baby Denise. Okay? That's not a fun place to be, guys. I'm telling you now. She's self-sufficient, but shit. It's just, that's why I hope she finds it, man, because it's a dangerous place, especially for little kids. It's just not a good place to raise a daughter like that. Superstar Jones, is she in the U.S.? Yeah, my ex is in the U.S. Living her life, man, and I don't blame her, because I feel good knowing that I helped her, I helped her live that life. I took her as far as I could, and You know, so no matter what man she's with, you know, that's just how it is, man. But my other ex, she married a guy, and he brought her to North Carolina, but they were together like 4 years. She divorced him. Wendell Richardson says, how's baby Denise doing in the process going with her situation? It's going very well. Go on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page and you'll see all the updates on that situation, because that's where I'm posting it, because it's, until we finish and I make an actual vlog about that, it's too short to put on YouTube. So I just put it on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page. Actually, yesterday, what I did was, hey, thanks, Superstar Jones. He said, good attitude, Calvin. That's why you're a special guy. I mean, I'm just a regular guy, man. It hurt me. I was jealous. But that's how I was able to move on. I just said, I did what, I guess what I was supposed to do. We were together for 10 years. 7 years over, 6 years over there. Almost 7. But, it is what it is. But yeah, go on my Sunshine Shoulders YouTube page, because when we're finished, we're going to cut the ribbon, man. I got a red ribbon I'm going to buy. Boom. We're going to cut that, man. I'm going to show y'all this house, man. Go to my first time I went there and I showed you what I was going to do to that house. And then go on, I made a couple of videos on YouTube, but go on my Sunshine Shoulders YouTube page. Man, you're not even going to believe it. It's such a, it's such a transformation. Let's see what Will Horton says. Tell us the best part of today, and if it ain't happened yet, tell us what it would be. Really the best part of the day is waking up, man. I get up early in the Philippines. I jump out of bed. I literally jump out of bed unless my girlfriend's laying there naked. That's the only thing that stops me, man, because I'm excited, man. This place excites me. To get out there, to feel that heat on me, to see the, coconut trees swaying in the wind. And, man, I'm going to tell you, it's a magical place for somebody like me. I'm just a little country boy from Kentucky, and I don't need a woman over here anymore to be happy. I've gotten to that point in my life. I'm 57. Would I go out and seek it from time to time? Absolutely, I would, but I don't need that, man. I could just rent me a little place here. There's a nice place here that I saw when we were looking for this place. It's only for like 1 or 2 people. I'd go to John's, but it's only 5,000 pesos a month. And it's really nice. So it's about $100 a month. And, man, you could live good here in St. Carlos. But, yeah, I wake up about anywhere between 5:30 and 6, man, and I jump out of bed. I'm so happy, man, because, I'm going to tell you, man, I love it over here. Will Horton says, I'm 38 and I don't know what the heck I'm doing in USA right now. It's third world here. Man, I tell you, I followed my gut when I came over here. When I came over in 2018, I could have delayed it, but something just told me to go on now. And I'm so glad I did. I followed that instinct, man. And I was right. I'm so ashamed, man. And you really can't see the madness until you get out of that place and you start looking in there. And you're like, man, is there any good news coming out of America lately, man? Really, man, I'm sick of it, man. Last time I checked, it wasn't the guy walking in the clinic shooting people. It wasn't the guy, somebody walked in a mall and shot somebody. It was somebody else. Something else like that happened over there. I'm like, why does that only happen in America, man? Why doesn't that happen over here or anywhere else? The hell with that stuff, man. He said, Wendell Richardson says, nothing but bad news, brother. I'm telling you, he said, Luther says, does MGCQ make it easier to come there? No. But, if you got a certain type of visa, Luther, it's open to you. Like, you got a 13A visa. If you come over here with your wife from the United States, you're married to a Filipino, that's considered a valid buy-in visa. Student visa if you got work over here. But tourist is still closed. That's just how it is. Kerry Jordan said, my boss said that you're going to hell in America's going to hell in a handbasket. I'm just saying, something's going to have to give, man. I mean, really, man. It's just really, I mean, I remember a friend of mine, his name is Gerald Muhammad. He's with the Nation of Islam, right? And he's got this book. And trust me, I'm not into religion. I'm not a part of that. It's called The Fall of America, man. And I was like, it just made me think about that when y'all was talking about this stuff. It's crazy. And they're looking like psychics right now. Oh, okay, yeah, David Jones. That's what it was. That's what it was. Thank you. Somebody walked in a shooting range and started shooting up people. I knew it was something stupid like that. Filipino Singing Show says, you think that in June tourists can come when you are vaccinated. That's the plan here, to welcome international tourists. But again, Filipino Singing Show, they're going to do it by region with countries that have been successful in containing the COVID. America just 500,000 deaths, so we're, Germany may get in here before America. Gino Asherman says, get vaccinated, get the vaccine passport. See, I'm so out of the loop. When I said I was going to get vaccinated, man, people hit me. They're still sending me emails, they're sending me messages, don't take the vaccine. And I didn't know it was such a big argument in America, man. Come on, guys, I'm going to take it. So if y'all want to, because I'll tell you what, I grew up in an era where they were shooting us in the arm with them vaccines, man. I turned out okay. Now, I'm pretty sure science and medicine is a whole lot better than it was in 1969 than it is today. So I'm going on that philosophy. Hell, they were shooting, they're no telling what they were shooting us up with in 1969. I remember getting in that damn line and shaking and weak kids crying, because here said that damn air gun shooting in your damn arm. Y'all remember that? So yeah, I'm going on that premise. Brian Barton says, I saw on NBC that the power company in Texas took over $17,000 directly out of somebody's checking account for a electric bill. Really? Charles says, Charles Anderson says, remember the grass always looks greener on the other side of the fence until you get there. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I've lived my whole entire life in America, and I've lived here on and off for 12 years. I'm going to say right now in my situation, the grass is greener for me over here than it is over there. I promise you this, and this is no truth. Had I stayed in America, I'd probably be dead from a stroke, a heart attack, the stress and all that. Or one of them thugs over there done killed me for, bumping into, stepping on his Nike Air Force Ones, or bumping into his shiny car over there. Because that's what we're dying for over there now. Absolutely nothing. There's no money involved. Nobody's breaking in somebody's house, threatening their families. It's just a bunch of irresponsible people with guns going around shooting people. But I'd be dead. So yeah, the grass is green over here, Charles Anderson. I can say that for me because I'm still alive and I'd be dead. Really. Let's see. A window says, black people are catching hell in Houston, Texas. Well, hell, in Louisville, Kentucky too. Carmen Greenwood said that vaccine gun was used for the polio vaccine. All right, sister, I'm going to take your word for it, and I could care less what they use it for, but it scared me, excuse my language, shitless. And everybody behind me was crying. And every time we'd have to get that damn gun, I still got the mark, guys, on my arm. Look, right there. I'm 57. I got that when I was, hey, Michael Cosby, thanks for that super chat. Yeah, this damn thing will never leave my arm until I die. It's crazy. But yeah, that's the premise I'm using. He asked the vaccine passport, when will it happen? It's already happened. Over here, they already, Shane B says the vaccine passport, when do you think will happen? Over here, the Philippines has become the second country behind Israel to implement that. They're going to implement that. If you want to move around and go to different places, you're going to have that. That's what they're calling it, a vaccine passport. Ken Roach says, I honestly suggest that living in the province is better than the big cities in the Philippines. Absolutely. Or remember, they've got these small cities too, and they got these municipalities too, if you don't want to go all the way to the province, that are as good as the big city. Because the big city, you know, especially Manila, I always remind y'all, it's designed, the layout is only for 800,000 people when the Army Corps of Engineers designed that place. But now there's like 12 million, depending on who you want to talk to, in actual Manila, the city. Now, Metro Manila is 20 to 25 million. Hey, Stone Cold, he said, I got my first shot of Moderna last week. Man, congratulations, brother. And there's been a couple of my subscribers that's told me they've gotten it. You know, they actually shoot you up with the virus, I think, because one guy said, yeah, he was real sick. When he took it, but he's a lot better now. But, you know, Timothy Bright said, I was crying my behind off when they shot me with that air gun in the late 60s. I still have the mark on my left arm. Yeah, so that's the premise I'm working on. It couldn't be no worse than that. And we turned out okay, guys. I mean, 1969. Think about the technology back then. Joe San Augustine says, former Abilene, Texas resident. He said he sold everything too. He said, retired 2 years from the Air Force, sold my house, 2 cars, some 110 appliances, moved to the PI with dual citizenship, wife and son. Absolutely no regrets. Man, I can second that emotion, Joe. I'm with you with that, brother. You know, now I'm living my best life, like somebody said on here. Oh yeah, Max Brand's right. He said, think about all the shots you got in boot camp. Absolutely right. There's no telling, man, you know, so I trust, you know, my government, man, you know. And really, he said military, this guy says the military shots. Wendell Richardson says those military shots will leave marks on you too. Yeah. Brian Rodenstein says, I was at Paris Island. The shots were the least torture we had. Oh my God, you're right. Hey, Stay Frosty. Good day. How's it going? Good to see you, man. You wasn't with us last time. Yeah, Steve Burns had hundreds of recruits shot by those damn guns one at a time. I'm still tripping off the way they cut our hair when they had the damn vacuum cleaner hose attached to the clippers, and you know, and it sucked your hair out. And those days, man, you know. Brad Jones said, what's the best way to get from Cebu to Toledo? I would take a van. It's about 140 pesos. You're going to be in there with more, you know, with 6 to 9 people. But yeah, that's the quickest way, the fastest way. Because if you get that bus, man, it's this old antiquated bus, and There's no aircon. I mean, you're gonna be sitting next to chickens and roosters and coconuts and all kind of stuff, man. You don't want that. Nobody special said what. He said what was bad made us pay for that buzz cutting basic. Yeah, they took all of that out of our pay. I didn't even know it, man. I get my first check, I was like thinking I was gonna be a baller. They took out everything. Yeah, John Wells said ride the air conditioned bus if you can find one. A lot of times it's that old chicken coop with the tires are so slick they look like pancakes, and it's a dangerous ride, man. You're gonna be on there with everybody, man. Trust me. Yeah, he says that's a good observation, Josie. Says if you're healthy as a bull, go ahead and move yourself out to the province of your choice. However, if you're all messed up inside, I would suggest stay on the city where the good hospital is located. That's true. James Lyon said hit the like button. Absolutely. Rod Rodenstein said my pay was $99 a month. I can't remember what mine was, but I just remember, man, it was one of my greatest accomplishments was finishing boot camp. And then, because it was torture. And the Navy boot camp is not even hard. It's not even considered anything like, the Army or the Marines. Filipino Singing Show said, what is your opinion on pollution and waste burning? Is that bearable? Well, as you get out into smaller cities and in the province, the air is fresh, man. Go on my Sunshine Show's Facebook page. I posted some video of me in the mountains, video and pictures. See, that's that mountain province, man. You're not going to get any fresher air than that. That's a place that most of us will never ever see. We stay on the ground. Man, go up in the mountains if you want the freshest air, But be careful, not all those mountain provinces are safe. It's a few of them you don't want food with, because, of course, that's where the NPA and all that is. They live up in those mountains, but most of the places you're not going to have a problem. But if you want fresh air, that's where you go. Mel A says, Mr. Calvin, can you interview Mr. Ken Roach? I would be happy to, but, if we could work that out. David Madrick, OS3 from Augusta, Georgia, checking in. What's going on, brother? Yeah, after my live, hit me up on my messenger. It was some confusion because I didn't know y'all were the same people. But it's all good. Yeah, you're right. He said we made, Ken Horton said we made $685 a month in 84. I went in 81, I think it was $545 as an E1. Well, really as a seaman recruit. Is that E1? Yeah, it was $545. And that was good money, man. We got paid every 2 weeks. I think mine was like $275 or something. And then, man, by the time I made E4, see, I didn't have to take the E4 test. My chief warrant officer, because what I did, remember I told you I was a cook, but I didn't cook. Their inventory was so screwed up. I was over 13 storerooms. I went in there, I fixed the books, reorganized every warehouse. He meritoriously advanced me from E3 to E4. I'll never forget that. He was my chief warrant officer 3, I believe, chief warrant officer 3. He was a brother. And he, because the books were so screwed up, the inventory didn't match the books. And, he can get in big trouble for that. I went and fixed it all up. And he was able to do that for me, man. And then I'm going to tell you something. On that aircraft carrier, I didn't want for nothing because I had the keys to those foods, the food stuff. I mean, sometimes we'd be out to sea for a long time and we run out of milk, but they knew I had milk down in one of them storerooms, and you know, let's work a deal. They called it hookups back then. You know, I don't know what they call it now, but I had every hookup. Laundry, dry cleaning, if I want to get my hair cut. I wore the same boots as the E8s, the E7s on up, the Chiefs. And no one said anything to me about it either, you know, because I would hook them up. When we crossed the equator, now some of this stuff is borderline illegal. But hell, when you're on a carrier, you know, and you're fighting for your country, man, hell, no one even looked at it like that. But anyway, yeah, man, hell, we crossed the equator. I'd give them Chiefs a case of Coke, a case of Pepsi, a Sprite. And man, I could get anything I want. I could go anywhere I wanted on that boat. Ronald Jefferson said he was an SH-3 bulkroom custodian USS Nimitz. That was CV-68, right? Kennedy, I was on the Kennedy, we were CV-67. I think the Nimitz was nuclear. We were not nuclear, but, you know, I think we had nuclear weapons on there. Joe St. Augustine says, hey, Calvin, I'm originally from Guam. During your Navy days, you ever stop in Guam? I didn't. But I had a friend in my A school. He was stationed in Guam his first 2 years. He wanted to switch with me. I was in Memphis, and I think he was from somewhere down there, but I didn't know anything about I didn't know anything about Guam. I would have took Guam. Timothy Bright says, 6 to 7 months without a woman. I bet you guys were strong as a young George Foreman. Yeah, the longest I went was 73 days. But see, that's where you get the mermaid. You be out there for so long that the fish start looking like women. You going out on that fantail where we used to hang out, when there was nothing to do. There was no general quarters or nothing like that. And that's all you see is just a vast sea of water, man, That's all you saw. And yeah, we were out there for 73 days, and I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed my Navy time, man. If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. Filipino singing show said, mermaid, haha. Yeah, that's what I was told it came from. Yeah, you're right. Wyatt Hickman says you're right. CV-68 nuclear, yeah. But sometimes it would be parked right next to us in Pier 12 in Norfolk, Virginia. Why do I still remember this stuff, 30, almost 40 years later? I don't know. It actually was 40 years later. I went there in 1983, so 38 years later. I don't know, but I do, man. I remember that stuff. CV, Pier 12. I just remember them picking me up from the airport, bus station, however I got to Norfolk, Virginia. They picked me up in a station wagon, a Navy station wagon, and we're going down the pier, and we come around the corner, and man, I see this big aircraft carrier, and I was like, man, what in the hell have I got myself into? It scared me to death, man, but I was so happy once I got on there because they're the Cadillac of the fleet. You don't feel all the waves and all that. Yeah, England Davis said, yeah, everybody remembers the military times. Yeah, you're right, man. I don't know why they would forget anything like that. But I can remember the smallest detail, which is crazy. And then you asked me what I ate for lunch yesterday, I couldn't tell you. But yeah. Will Horton said, was it like waking up knowing malaria is around the corner? Well, see, not in San Carlos, man. This is one of the cleanest, this has been voted the cleanest city in the Philippines, you know, but I guarantee you it's probably in that tap water if you want to drink that. But I tell you not to drink that. You can buy filtered water here, you can buy bottled water, but yeah. And neither are the mosquitoes a problem here. Now, if you go to anywhere near them beaches, man, you better go in when it gets dark. And you better have a mosquito net, because that's where it's going to get you. But when you're in places like St. Carlos City, I mean, I've probably been, yeah, that's what I'm saying, mosquitoes, they're not a problem here in St. Carlos. I've probably been here, you know, I've been coming here for 2 years. I can count on my hand the time I've been bit by a mosquito. All it takes is one time, but yeah, you don't, there's not. You got to go close to that water. That's where they get you, our standing water. And this place is clean. If you come to St. Carlos, I promise you, I can take you to some places here, and you'll think you in America. It just looks like the Midwest, or Ohio, or Indiana, Kentucky, one of them places, man. Yeah, it's true. Not where I am. Not where I am. Like I said, I don't know why, you know, but I asked my girlfriend, even she says they're just not. Hey, Michael, he says, good morning, Calvin from Toledo. Good evening, I guess it would be good evening. Oh, Toledo, Cebu. Yeah, man, I can't wait till they open that back up. Her brother's over there, and I want him to do some work for me. But he can't get over here. Imagine he's just that close to San Carlos City. He can't get over to see his mother or anybody. Yeah, mosquitoes are not that bad here. I can't tell you why, but they're not. Will Horton, yeah, San Carlos, man, you come here, you'll like it here, man. And it's centrally located. I'm not far from Dumaguete, Bacolod City, Cebu, Siquijor Island, which is my favorite tourist place. Brad Jones said Calvin is the Don King of Kentucky. He says dengue is a problem. Yeah, in certain areas it is. You're right. But that's usually like in a province, and that's Judette Jamila. Yeah, it's a problem. My son, one of my sons, his grandmother, and his great-grandmother, she passed away last January 2020. She lives in Cebu land, which is the mountain province of Dumaguete. He was up there visiting them, and he got dengue. He was lucky, though. They caught it in time, you know, but he spent a couple of days in the hospital. But not all over the Philippines, you know, is it that, you know, like I said, I haven't had a mosquito bite, and I can't tell you, I know I haven't been bit by a mosquito since I've been back since September 17th. I wanted to address a question by Reginald Graham last week. He says, people talk negatively about Zamboanga City. He doesn't, you know, hear a lot of positive. Is it nice to live there? Absolutely, it is. It's safe. They've got a history, though. Because, remember, they're not far from Basilan, Holo Salud, and all those places. And that's where they come in. That's where those rebels come in. When they come over to the mainland, they come over to Zamboanga right there. And they've had some fights, man. You know, 2013 was the last time. I mean, they called it the siege. And it was a big deal. I was in America, thankfully. But my son and my wife were still here. See? And they were going through the immigration process. So they were in Manila. They got stuck in Manila because they had canceled all flights and everything into Dumaguete. I mean, it was like an all-out war. Yeah. Yep. Same with Marawi, see? same type of thing. But you got to realize, though, that's a very small part of the Philippines. There's some danger areas here, and I always talk about it, and I got a video on my channel about that. You know, I'm talking about the big pink elephant in the room. See, when you come over here, a lot of us don't know that there's a civil war going on in the Philippines. No one talks about it. It's the big pink elephant in the room. We walk around it, you know, you're leaning up against it, but, you know, nobody wants to acknowledge it, that it's there. Yeah, so there's certain places you don't want to go. Because, you know, that could be it for you. But it's a small area, you know, and see, I can say, you know, just my opinion, not anything else, that the government is trying to get, you know, trying to put at the end of that. They've got an autonomous region now that's been going on for years, that they've given a lot of these groups their own sovereignty and different things like that. But it's not a lot that I know about. But yeah, and U.S. Marines are fighting over here. They got American drones over here, and I knew that even before I saw it. I was in Zamboanga, and you see them drones coming into the airport. Them is not Filipino drones. They don't own drones like that. Them is American drones, man. And I mean, it's spooky, man. It's scary when you see it, because where my wife's family live, when you come to KCC Mall, you're on the main strip, and then the airport is just like north of there, and you see them, they just come down real low, going into, you be in a tricycle, man, you see them things, you be like, man, what in the hell is going on? Yeah, you see all that stuff in Zamboanga, but you don't see it anywhere else. Yeah, it's crazy. What else? Family Journey says, our vegetable prices up, or is it just meat? It's just meat. Vegetable prices actually have went down. That's why it's best to eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables over here. But yeah, meat is just skyrocketed over here, and it's crazy, man. The government's stepping in. They're saying, oh, you know, we need to put a halt to this, because people can't afford it. You know, that's why a lot of Filipinos, you know, they eat rice because it's filling. It'll fill you up. They eat rice and vegetables. And see, my wife's mother, my girlfriend's mother, well, she's my wife, hell. She makes this vegetable soup, man, so delicious, man. There's no meat in it. They use that little bouillon cube, and she puts all these vegetables in it, and then, oh, it's delicious. And then what I do, I just put the rice in with the soup, mix it up, and it's delicious. You know, so that's why I've lost so much weight over here, because a lot of food, you know, macaroni and cheese is not over here. I love macaroni and cheese, but there's no nutritional value. It's not over here, so I can't eat it. Candied yams and all of those kind of crazy stuff I used to eat at home, that were my comfort foods. So I can't eat them over here. So right now we've got a big, 2 kilos of Lacatine bananas we bought 2 days ago, man. See, when you come over here, that's the type of stuff you're going to enjoy. If you have a sweet tooth, you bite into one of them bananas, man. It's so sweet and delicious. You wouldn't believe it. Pineapple, sweet and delicious. Mango, sweet and delicious. You don't need chocolate over here, you know. And you'll start, man, the weight would just, man, will jump off of you. And a lot of times, cooking your food, because that's what he says right here. He says it's good home cooking. Clayton Murray said, that's a nice meal, man, home cooking, yeah. And we eat at home mostly every day. Maybe once or twice a month, we'll eat a pizza, or we'll go to the restaurant over there, and maybe with John and his girlfriend. But A lot of times it's not cheaper though to eat at home because the food here, you know, you can go out there and get it on the street, but I tell you what, you're going to uh, take some risk. One Hung Low says, can you order American food on uh, Lazada? I'm not familiar with Lazada, and I was telling John that the other day. We deal with Shopee. I'm not too familiar with Lazada because they got some shaky reviews, but Shopee, if you come over here and you want to order something online, Shopee is the way to go. They're legitimate. And that's the truth. Amazon, yeah, I believe some people were telling me, Will Horton, that you can order off Amazon, but I've never done it before. Joe saying, Augustine said, food here in the Philippines, what's he say? It's similar to the food I was raised on in Guam. If I need any USA food cravings, I'll shop at S&R. Yeah, see, they've got those places, especially if you live in Cebu and Manila, you're not going to have any problem with food if you crave American food, because you go to Ayala Mall, their supermarket is stocked full of American stuff, foreign brands. Ruston, Rustan apostrophe S, that's nothing but foreign brands. But in a little small place like San Carlos, you know, if you get those foreign brands, they're going to be expensive. So you have to find a way to switch over to a Filipino brand. Find a Filipino brand that's, see, in my case, I went from Skippy peanut butter to Lady's Choice peanut butter. Hey, Terry said he's watching from Kabakalan. I guess it's about 2.5 hours for me, going the long way to Bacolod. Because normally when I go to Bacolod, we go through Don Salvador Mountains. Hey, John, did you get your computer from Lazada yet? Yeah, you're right. He says you can always substitute. And that's what I do. Your Cocoa Dose says foreign brands are expensive everywhere. Absolutely. Wendell Richardson said you can always substitute. That's what I do. And I've found it fairly easy to find a legitimate match, no matter what it is that I want. But the fruits and vegetables over here are about as good as I've ever had. The apples, they've got those, I can't never think of the name of these damn apples from Japan. Fuji apples, thank you, hon. They're the best I've ever tasted, period. Sherry K said that I found out if the Monkey Sanctuary is still open. Is that still open, hon?
Yeah.
Yes, she said it is. Oh, okay, John. He said not yet, but it's been shipped. Make sure that's not a brick in there, man, because they was playing those kind of games over here. Filipino singing price, we bought mangoes 2 days ago. It was 130 pesos per kilo, which is half price from the last time we tried to buy mangoes. They tried to charge us $2.60 per kilo, right? And here's their thinking. Remember, nothing makes sense over here, and it's not supposed to because you're in the Philippines. Now, instead of her working a deal with us to sell those mangoes, she kept them up there for 260 pesos. 2 days later, I come by there, and she's got a big pile of brown mangoes still sitting there. They don't, there's no working out deals over here. They won't do it. They'll let it ride before they'll bring the price down, and it don't make sense to me. But right now, it's 130, and that's a lot. That's double what it is in Zamboanga. In Zamboanga, it's 60, 65 pesos per kilo. See, I'm telling you, you go down in Mindanao, you talk about $1,000 budget every month. I don't care who you are. You can do it. Because it's cheap down there. Rent is cheap. Yeah, Filipino singing show. Jonathan Weston says, yes, legit. Best to read the reviews and stuff. Yeah, because see what they were doing, I'm glad you brought that up, Jonathan, is this new PlayStation 5, you know, it was real popular in the beginning. That's what was happening a lot over here. People were ordering it, and these shady sellers was sending bricks. Phil Burns says, any news of borders opening up soon? Not international borders, but remember, if you got a certain, if you have a certain visa, it's open to you here for international visitors. You know, 13A, the SRV, Balikbayan visa. You know, if you're married to a Filipino and y'all come here together, you show them your marriage certificate, you can get in. Student, you got a job over here, if you own a business here, that sort of thing. But tourists, no, it's not. Still waiting on the boots on the ground t-shirt. I dropped the ball on that, Ronald, but I picked it back up with this Teesprings because I really don't understand their. I haven't done enough research to really understand how that works. Do I have to pay for the stuff up front? Or do you buy it off their website and then I get a percentage? I don't know. But yeah, King Papa said diplomatic visa. Yeah, anything like that. Christopher Leroy says there's skin tax in your town. Absolutely. Everywhere in the Philippines. So that's why I got a video on it. It's called How to Avoid Paying the Philippine Tax. You keep your girlfriend out front. You let her do everything. Because if you go to the market, now after a while, if you continue to deal with the same vendor, eventually he may give you that Filipino price, but yeah. So that's why when you come over here, go to grocery stores where the price is already marked, the mall, because you go to a marketplace or any street vendors, anything like that, and man, absolutely, the minute they see you, they're going to put that on you. And remember, it don't make sense though. They would rather charge you an extra 200 pesos and you never come back to patronize them again than giving you the regular price and you coming back over and over and over. That's just the thinking over here. It doesn't make sense and it's not supposed to. It's the Philippines. Me being an insurance agent, 80% of my business comes from 20% of my customers, meaning I get a lot of return business. See, but they don't believe in that over here. They'll try to beat you out of 200 pesos, not realizing that over the course of the time you're going to be here for that month, they're going to earn so much more than that from you. But they don't look at it like that. So, yeah. What internet speed you have there? Johnny Connor says. I just got 5 Mbps, but I think you can get in San Carlos up to, they advertise 100, man, but I don't know anybody that has that here. See, what they says on the sign is up to 100. But when you go there and inquire about it, you got to live in a certain area. If you live in the city proper, which I don't, your speeds are going to be faster. And I'm talking about, I could probably throw a rock from my house to the damn city proper. It's true. But remember, it don't make sense. I'm not in the city proper, so I'm only going to get this 5 Mbps or 10 Mbps. But it works for me, for what I'm doing. You know, I don't need super fast internet. I do really when it comes to uploading my videos to YouTube, because sometimes I have to use my data because my Wi-Fi, it'll take all day. It'll take 2 or 3 hours to upload a 10-minute video. Nobody special says, don't ask Calvin about the internet. That's not his domain. That's funny. Okay. Guy says in Dumageddon should be able to get Yeah, Jenny, is that Jenny Connor? Yeah, Dumagetti, you're going to be able to get a lot more things in Dumagetti than you can here. Hey, thanks, Timothy Bright, for that super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Um, Junie. Oh, okay, Junie. Sorry. You know, usually when I see that Junie, it's an IE. I told you, man, I've been out of the West for a long time, man. I'm over here speaking English and reading English like I'm Filipino now. Well, I tell you what, and I'm glad you said that. Hard man alive. I don't like things that don't make sense. Well, I tell you what, it's gonna drive you crazy over here, like it drives most Westerners crazy. You'll get over here and be like, oh, this doesn't make sense. What's going on over here? And until you see my video and I tell you, it's not supposed to make sense over here. We always have to, see, we're reasonable. We always have to, uh, it always has to make sense to Westerners. You have to explain it to us, and it has to make sense before we proceed. But over here, you go ahead and proceed anyway because it's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense that a lady came over my house yesterday trying to sell life insurance for my little daughter, $50 a month. And I'm like, $50 a month? How are you selling insurance in the Philippines if it's $50 a month? Lady, I'm a retired insurance agent. You got to do better than that. But in her mind, I'm a foreigner, so she starts at the top, and then when I say 50, she wants to bring it over there. No, first of all, give me what I asked for, not what you want to give me. But yeah, it don't make sense. Brad Jones said, Calvin's right. I tried to make sense of it and completely lost it. Yeah, you're going, he's exactly right. You really got, this is really a case of when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do. All right? It's going to drive you crazy, man. I promise you. Everyone online to you, check out Morissette. What's this? What's he saying? Online, one of the greatest modern singers in the world, Morissette Amon. Oh, okay, yeah. Is that the Morissette? Yeah, she can really sing. If that's the same one you think I'm thinking about, that's on ASAP. They used to be on ASAP before it went out. Yeah, since they, anybody don't know that big ABS-CBN was taken down. And so a lot of the, most of the shows were on ABS-CBN. And Phil Band said, yeah, she's the one. Yeah, she can sing. She can just flat out. If she were anywhere else but the Philippines, she'd be she'd really be like a superstar. And I don't understand why. Hey, Timothy Bright, thanks for that super chat. Now remember, I hate to tell you this, and I don't want to discourage you from supporting them, but when you give a super chat, YouTube takes, I think, 30, 35%, okay? So I really, they're not going to get 10 and 10. They may get 6 and 6 or something like that. Whatever it comes out to be, they'll get every penny of it. But yeah, you're right. Wendell Richardson says, the small price to pay for peace of mind, Brother Calvin. Absolutely. See, and I'm not complaining. See, I got over here, man, and this way of life fit me like a glove. My anxiety is gone, depression gone, high blood pressure gone. I'm in the best. Wow, M&M Journey says sometimes 40%. I didn't know, and I don't want to discourage anybody from supporting my channel, and it's their money. But I do want to let him know when I get a message like that, I gotta let him know they're not going to get that whole 20 because of that. But whatever it works out to, I promise they'll get every nickel of that. But yeah, the peace of mind over here, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm a changed human being since I came here. I haven't had an argument in almost 3 years, man. King Papa said you can send money Western Union. You can send it PayPal, Cash App, Remitly. And that's what I tell guys when you get over here. If you want to send yourself money, either use your ATM card, which is very expensive. Use your one of the remittance services. Or get you a bank account like John did. And you don't get charged a fee, but they hit you with the exchange rate. That's how they get their money. Hey, thanks JX for that super chat. He said that's why Filipinos are great caregivers. They're used to dealing with things that don't make sense, like kids and old people. Man, you're exactly right. Gino Ashman says, Sunshine Shoulders, this is the new Flip Wilson show because he's cool. He breaks it all down. Thank you, man. I appreciate that comment. Thank you for that super chat. Geraldine, Rod Rodenstein. I told you I read the Flip Wilson autobiography, man. You gotta read this if you can get it in your library, because that's where I got it, in my library in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a spectacular book, behind the scenes, his life, and once he became famous, this guy, man, he was living the life back in the 70s in Los Angeles. And, he was dealing, I think, with anxiety and depression or something, But yeah, he had a Rolls Royce and all that stuff back then, man. I mean, he's got an interesting story. Damon Morales says, are you saying living in the Philippines reduce your stress 75%? Maybe 100%. Because I'm not stressed here. The only time I get stressed is sometimes I read my comments and it's I get pushback from Americans only. I don't get pushback from nowhere else in the world. Only Americans want to argue with me. But yeah, absolutely. My stress level has disappeared. There is no stress. That's why, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why, even though I'm 57, I feel like I'm 37. My testosterone has, went way up because I'm sleeping better. Man, I can go now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to be nasty or nothing. Hey, thanks for that super chat, Ed. The devil made me do it. Flip Wilson was a genius. He was. And read that book if you can. Do Filipinos have to have a bank account to get Cash App? I think you can't get Cash App over here. See, what I'm doing is, and believe it or not, see, my ex-wife, I told you we're still cool. She controls that. See, I can't really, I can't access it. I get the notification because it's my email, it's my account. So if somebody sends me something Cash App, I'll get a notification, then I'll email her, then she'll send me the money PayPal. You see what I'm saying? Because Cash App's not available in the Philippines. See? Yeah, Flip Wilson became a mogul. Yeah, you're right. He became super rich, man. He was way before his time. Mike C says, you in hell of shape, Calvin. Hey, thanks, man, but I tell you, it took me a while, man, and I figured it out. And trust me, man, I've got a video on my channel. It's called Finding the Fountain of Youth in the Philippines. It's true, man. You get them 4 ingredients. That 365 days of sunshine, Beautiful woman, you tweak your diet and you get active. And you'll get it, man. Filipino Singing Show, thanks for that super chat. Say you're a great guy with great advice. Thank you, man. I just give you my boots on the ground experience. I'm just a regular guy, and I want you to know what it's really like over here. I'm not a tour guide. I'm not any of that, man. I'm just a regular guy. Steve Burnside said, yeah, natural vitamin D. See, that's part of it, Steve. I promise you, man, I saw it. I see it in guys over here. But then when I put it all together and I started, you get them first two ingredients the minute you get off the plane, the sunshine and the woman, but you got to do those other two. You got to tweak your diet. You know, I tell you like Jim Rohn says, start with an apple a day. And then eventually you start eating bananas, mangoes, pineapples, you know. They got so much over here, commodity, you know, all kind of stuff. But, you know, the other, they got so many different types of bananas, man, I'm going to tell you. You wouldn't believe it. Coconuts and all that stuff. And then next thing you know, see, the public transportation is good over here, but it's not anywhere near the West. So you're going to walk. See, I have to walk from my house to the end of the corner up here just to catch a tricycle. Okay, and then, you know, that's every single day. Then I bought me a bicycle. Man, then I do that. That man traveled 7. Thanks for that super chat. He said, do some more of those Filipino interviews. We are. John is there. He's going to run for mayor in his girlfriend's province, because now everybody wants to get interviewed there. Somebody sent Vanessa some money, man, and they went crazy over there in that little province, because I'm going to tell you now, this woman went from earning $1 per day, guys. That's why I try to tell you, you know, don't be fooled by this stuff you see on YouTube and Facebook. People over here, man, 2/3 of them work for $2 or less a day. This lady works like a slave for $1 a day. Some guy sent her $50. Oh my God. I hope she goes back to work. And that's why I tell you guys, man, slow it down, man. Don't be sending all that money like that all at once. I mean, it's your money. But now, once they find out, well, they've already found out. The sister's already found out. So now she wants to be interviewed. Pretty soon, hell, I probably ain't going to have time for nothing else but interviews, according to John. But I'm not going to do it. I do one every now and then, guys. Yeah. I hope she'll go back to work. Man, this is back-breaking work, Filipino Singing Show, that this lady does, baiting those hooks. She has to bait 2,000 hooks a day for 50 pesos. And then the guy sends her $50? Hell, it's like hitting the lottery. Yeah. You know, but y'all won't listen to me. You know, I see it all the time, man. When I pay myself like once or twice a month. Calvin, who's the better cook, you or your wife? Honestly, she is now, because I haven't cooked in a long time. Remember, a man over here better not go nowhere near a stove or anything like that over here. Man, you'll catch hell over here. You better not do anything. You better not cross that man line. They got a man line over here. You better not cross that or you're in trouble. Trust me. See, they keep you in your place. Don't cross that line. Really. So yeah, she's a better cook now. Average Filipino makes 3,000 pesos a month, which is about 60 US. Absolutely. Thank you for that information. To see, now when a Filipina says it, y'all will listen to her. Dana Jones. Are you Filipina? But you're right on the money, see? And this is what my boots on the ground experience would tell me. That even though they'll say all the average salary in the Philippines is 12,500 pesos a month, it's nowhere near that. The people that you're going to meet over here are going to somehow be 1,000 pesos a month. Yeah, Wendell Richardson. Yeah, really. Yeah. There's a man line over here. I hope you, yeah, men, stay in your lane. Oh my God. Oh, okay. No, I'm a black American living in Maryland. Oh, okay. But you're right, Dana Jones. Absolutely. Hey, Happy Zorro. Thank you for the super chat. He said, how fast is the internet there? In my city, they advertise up to 100. But you have to live in the city proper. I can get up to 10 Mbps. But it's different over here. It's fiber now over here. So, see, what you're looking at me on now is 5. 5. It's like going back in the dinosaur ages of the internet. And the AOL, the dial-up, but it's Wi-Fi. I'm dealing with 5, but, you know, if you go to Dumaguete, Bacolod, Iloilo, which is, you know, these places are only like 2.5, 3 hours away, you can get that fast internet. Cebu City, don't worry about it. You know, you'll be able to get it. But in San Carlos, if you move in the city proper, you're eligible for that fast Wi-Fi. Mr. Vick said the man line. Okay, that's good, because a lot of times this stuff will come into my head like that did. But it's true. There's a man line over here in the Philippines. You better not cross it. And you'll insult them. And that's why I love it over here, man. I eat first. But shouldn't I eat first over here? You know, that's the only thing that makes sense over here. That I eat first. Timothy Bright says, it takes a strong woman to change a man and a soft Filipino to change a man. Love to cook. She's going to really have to put me in my place. Well, they know how to do that. It ain't going to take long, and you'll be eating out of her hand. I hate to tell you that, but they know. These women over here, man, I'm going to tell you something. Iron 2011 Rob says, why don't I live in Dumaguete? Because my girlfriend lives in San Carlos City. You know how that works. But I love Dumaguete, man. I'm going to tell you. Is there a benefit to live where you are? Absolutely. No traffic. It's the cleanest city in the Philippines. I got clay court, access to clay court, tennis courts, basketball court. I can go, you know, wide open spaces if I want to go walking. You know, the cost of living, even though San Carlos and Dumaguete are like twin cities, basically, the cost of living is so much cheaper here than Dumaguete. Yes, a lot of benefits of living here. The women aren't used to seeing foreigners tripping over themselves every day, drunk, arguing down there on the boulevard. Yeah, see. Paul Smith says, where's the best location for singles? In my humble opinion, Paul, I'm going to have to say Cebu City. Yeah, Frank Ellis, that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that makes sense to me over here. Everything else is not going to make sense to you. He said, Wong Hung Lo, why is toilet paper scarce over there? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. The only people buying toilet paper over here is foreigners. I don't care if you're Korean, Japanese, Chinese. When I was in Zamboanga, I don't know what this guy was doing, whether he was selling them or not. He took every 12-pack of Charmin that they had off the shelf in the store. This guy did. He was a Chinese guy. There's a lot of Chinese in the Philippines. They're the #1 expats over here. You know, before the pandemic, it was like 400,000 Chinese over here. And they have a long history with the Philippines. But that's why. And the Filipinos really don't use it. You know, they use that bidet, and then they'll use that old dipper. I can't use that. Let's see. That's a good question. Linda Rip says, any older female expats? Yeah, but you would have to go to Dumaguete, Cebu, Manila, Davao. You'd have to go to Expat Alley to see them. But Yeah, it's a lot. See, that's the best kept secret over here in the Philippines. These foreign women, foreign expat women over here. But a lot of the expat women you see over here, they're working. They're in the environment or something like that. But when you go to those places, hey, Lord Henry, thanks for that super chat. This is for you, Calvin. Take your girl out for a meal when possible. Hey, I appreciate it. I think you're over in Russia, is that right? But yeah, Linda, there is. But mainly in Expat Alley, what I call Expat Alley, Metro Manila, Cebu City, Davao, Dumaguete, Bacolod City, Iloilo. But in San Carlos, you won't see that many. I mean, until I met John, I didn't realize there was a big expat community here in San Carlos. Not gigantic, but it's enough. He said who is this? And that's true. That Apple Island, if you come to Dumaguete, you've got to go to Faranger Xbox says we went swimming with the turtles at Apple Island. If you come to Dumaguete, you got to go to Apple Island. I mean, it's just that simple. You have to take the tour out there, and they do it every day, but it's a certain point that you have to go to. It's right outside Dumaguete. You can't catch that boat. I forgot what kind of boat they call it, but you can't catch it right in Dumaguete. You have to go up maybe. I'm thinking it's in. You got to go maybe 15 kilometers away, and then you can catch that boat. It'll take you out there. Yeah, it's nice. Wong Hung Lo said no skid marks on my boxes. You must have saw the Jordan Rouge. And I made that video because, like I told you, nothing makes sense over here. You got to make your own rules over here, because if you don't, the stuff that happens over here is going to drive you crazy. So yeah, I got one loaf of bread for me and one loaf for them. It's true. I promise you, it's not a joke. I'm telling you what I had to discover over here. Make my plate first, because what Filipinos will do is it doesn't mean they're bad or they're low or inferior. But if you make chicken and you put a plate of chicken on the table, they're going to pick through it till they get the right ones they want. They're going to touch your chicken. So I don't like that. I don't want anybody touching my food, So, see? Yeah, and then they will, see, Filipinos, they'll eat cold food. They're the only Asian country. And I ain't talking about cold food like coleslaw and, if you go to Korea, the cold dishes. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about they'll cook fried chicken today, and it'll sit out on the table all night until the next morning, and then they'll eat it again with rice. They won't heat it up. They do that with chicken. They do that with anything. It's just, I don't do that. I got to have my food. If it's supposed to be hot, it's got to be hot. If it's cold, it's got to be cold. Yeah, rod and steam. But see, that's why you have to be careful. That's why I tell people, even though most of the time when you cook at home, it's more expensive than eating out, at least you know who's touching your food, who's preparing your food. The sanitation is going to be a lot better. Because over here, especially the street food, man, you got to be really, really careful. I know you're going to try to be fit in. You're with your girlfriend, and she's going to say, hey, try this and try that and blah, blah, blah. If you do go to one of them barbecue places, you tell them, cook my barbecue all the way done. Cook it to the crisp. Otherwise, man, you're in trouble. 50% of the Filipino population has worms from eating that uncooked meat that they get off the street. 50%. See? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. He said, yeah, that's true, Ken. Thanks for that. He says the voltage is 220, but you can buy a voltage reducer if you bring Western appliances. That's a great uh, uh, topic. And somebody asks that every week. But it's true, because if you don't, man, I tell you, it's going to burn you up, really. Yeah, and then, it's just, yeah, you better get it cooked all the way. But yeah, he said 50%, so my partner should get something against worms. Probably, if you don't want to, you can protect yourself. You don't have to eat that stuff. Remember, Filipinos love you when you're authentic, when you're genuine. Don't come over here being fake and trying to fit in and being somewhere. Just tell them you don't want to go. If you don't feel comfortable around certain people, tell them you don't feel uncomfortable. Tell them you don't feel uncomfortable. They will respect you for that over here. You don't have to go in there and try to oblige, everybody. No, you can bring your laptop here. But like I said, like Ken said, bring that voltage reducer with you. Otherwise, you're going to take a chance. Because you're on like I think we're on like 110 in America. Over here, it's legit 220. And I learned that the hard way, man. I burned out one of the best shaver I had. Now I got this old shaver I bought over here. It doesn't work, man. So what I'm gonna have to do is the next ballot buying box I get, I'm sending extra money to get me one of those good Remington shavers. I don't care if it costs $100, I'm gonna get it. Foreigner Xbox said laptops work on anything. Thanks for that information. Did you get that, Luis Martinez? Wow, Filipino singing show said German is 230. Wow, that's a lot. Laptops, computers, phones don't need a converter. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Vegas, for that information, because I don't know. Ken says no, because your charger has a built-in converter. Man, this Ken guy, maybe I do need to interview him. This guy's sharp. Wong Hung Lo says, if I can't spell it, I ain't eating it. Dana Jones said, eating a half-cooked pork will give you worms. Well, I tell you, pork is big over here for the Philippines. Especially that lechon. I had to wean myself off of it. I haven't eaten pork in a long time. Now, if the lechon is cooked, right, I will. I'll eat a little, just maybe a little square piece of the skin. But other than that, now I weaned myself off of pork because I was eating it a lot over here, because it seemed like every day of somebody's birthday. And they do birthdays over here like when you're a little kid. Everybody's everybody's invited. They just do the whole 9 yards. Hell, the last birthday I had in the United States, I think my oldest sister called me up and said happy birthday. That was it. Over here, they make you celebrate your birthday. It ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Yeah, they've got Wendell, they've got goat meat. He said, do they have any other kind of meat over here? Yeah, they got goat meat. It's real popular here. Joe says, Calvin, have you tried balut? I haven't. He said he got drunk off Red Horse before he tried it. See, that's me. I don't drink anymore. And I probably would have tried it by now if I was still drinking, Joe. But since I stopped drinking, my decision making is a lot better. And so I don't No, they haven't tried that balut, and I don't care how many times they tell you how good it is and how viral it makes you and all of that. I won't do it. Uh, Clayton Murray said lechon is the bomb. Now I eat lechon manuk chicken where they do it. Oh, it's delicious. But I really try to wean myself off at pork. Filipino food is meant to be discussed, not eaten. Iron 201, 2011, Rob says, maybe I gained weight since I was there last 2019 because of a hitchhiking worm. Yeah, Ferengi Xbox says, always make sure they cook the pork good. You better make sure they cook everything good. Hey, James Thomas, accolades. He says, accolades to you for all the unsung deeds like food distribution to needy neighbors around baby Denise's house. You're truly a good brother. Thank you, man. You know, one of my subscribers said something that got through to me. He said, you know, those people back there, they're going to get jealous. You need to get out in front of that. So what I decided to do, it's only just a line of people down there. I guess it's maybe 10 houses or something. I'm going to take them all a box of groceries like that. You know, 1,300 pesos. But I gave hers yesterday because, you know, she's been putting up with a lot of that noise and beating and knocking and, you know, trash, you know, and everything all around her house. They didn't know it was coming. I never tell anybody it's coming. Nothing I do is scripted. Because the lady was so shocked. That's why I had to have her daughter. She couldn't even put words together to even say salamat. Just to say thank you. It's crazy. She was so shocked. Because acts of kindness like that over here, man, I'm going to tell you, it doesn't make sense, guys. How much time I got to tell you? It should be more over here. But it's not. But they do have their own acts of kindness, meaning, okay, one of my subscribers bought the workers lunch Monday. So we bought 2 kilos of chicken, rice, chips, pop, you know, the whole 9 yards. Well, they invited, you know, some of the neighbors over there to eat with them. See, that's the Filipino way. You know, nobody, you know, and I'm not going to say nobody, but the masses, they're not going to go out and spend 12 or 1,300 pesos for groceries and show up to a stranger's house that needs it. They just don't do it like that. But they'll hire somebody and let them do their laundry, clean their house, something like that, so they can earn extra money to buy rice and vegetables. See, that's their way of doing it. But yeah, I do it because somebody did it for me, man. I keep telling y'all. Mel, he said, I'm in Boring, Connecticut. Hey, what's going on, David? Yeah, we fed the crew Monday. Thanks to you, brother. Music Man San Diego says, does baby Denise talk it off? She doesn't. And what I'm going to do when I go over there today, I'm going to talk to Donna about setting her up a dentist appointment. But see, that's what this therapy, see, I don't want to be doing all this stuff at once. Let me get this house together. Then we're going to get some therapy for her. Because I'm going to tell you, baby Denise was basically being neglected before we came on the scene. I even heard some stuff that she was being abused. And it broke my heart because, you know, that's the kind of stuff I don't want to hear. The less I know, the better off I am. Don't poison my man with that stuff. You know, why did you tell me? The person that told me that, I've asked them, like, why did you tell me that? I don't need to know that. It doesn't do any good. Hey, thank you, Glenn Miller, for that super chat. Take care, Calvin. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Glenn Miller, 1976. I didn't need to know that, man. Now, every day that goes through my mind. Iron 2011, Rob says, the therapy quality there. Absolutely. Remember, the Philippines supplies the world with nurses. I mean, it ain't no joke. People come from all over the world to attend these nursing schools here. It's something special about these nursing schools over here. So yeah, Junie says, I don't have super chat, Calvin, but let's see. What's he saying? Sorry. This old stupid thing. I'm telling you, I'm a dinosaur too. Somebody told me they were a dinosaur. But I'll come up there and do something for the people with you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Or you can send it through my PayPal link. It don't matter, man. But whatever. When you get here, man, I can sure use some help. To be honest. Maybe he told you so you could. Maybe he told you so you could. Wait, what's he saying? I don't know. Inform the police or buy the girl and bring her up. I don't know, but I mean, see, something like that, I'm not going to get involved in like that. I can help the way I'm helping now. See, now that I've been coming around, hey, Mr. Mac, thanks for that super chat. Salute, my brother. Salute you back. Now that I start coming around, she's treated like a queen. And see, that's the type of difference I'm trying to make. Without really getting involved like that, because you gotta understand, man, if I go to the police station, I don't know who the police knows. They might know the people, you know, and that's how it works here. You don't know the bad guys from the good guys. You don't know the good cops from the bad cops. You know, so you better just, stay in your lane. No. You're right, Lord Henry. I mean, I'm just telling you why I don't get involved in stuff like that, because you just don't know. Hey, the man travel 7. Thanks for that super chat. Salute to you too, brother. Hey, yeah, guys, hit that like button. Web Design Fast said you are right. Wells Family Journey says stay away from the police. Absolutely. Even though they're nothing like police over there. Because I've got some friends, the police here, man, they're just so different. You can approach a police here. Man, me in America, man, I better not go anywhere near a police trying to ask them anything or even directions. But over here, they're approachable. They're not, but see, they've got different levels of police over here. Some of the police over here wear fatigues, and then some of them wear the police uniform. But these are people who, they're just normal people who just so happen to have jobs as the police. Most of them are like that over here. They're not these arrogant people, man, like in America, man. The police, man, over there, I love the police. Trust me, we need them. But, man, some of y'all need to quit, man, over there with y'all's attitude, man. I mean it, man. Hey, Wendell Richardson, yeah. I tell you, I man my own business, and that's what I suggest when you come over here. You're going to get enough attention just from being a foreigner that you don't need to bring any more attention to yourself. Be humble, okay? Stay under the radar over here. And I tell you, the people will roll out the brightest red carpet for you. They'll let you have the run of the Philippines. But the minute you bring that swagger over here and that arrogance, your family better start making arrangements for you. Funeral arrangements. Because some of the people here are so rich and so powerful. It's illegal in the West. You don't see anything like you see over here. It's people here, and I tell you this, I remind you this all the time, who have their own private armies, okay? All right? And they will mess you up. And you don't know who they are because they're so humble. They'll walk around looking like this. The only way you know if a Filipino's got money over here, their house and their car. Otherwise, if they're out of that house, outside their house in their car, you're not going to know. They're going to look just like the guy on the street. Okay? Now, a lot of them will wear a nice shirt, and they'll have their hair dyed if they're older. But you don't really know. There's going to be like, you're going to end up messing with the wrong person, man. And I tell you, you're going to pay for it. So, when you come over here, guys, the Filipino, he's a unicorn. They don't bother you. You don't have to learn their language, their traditions, their secret handshakes. None of that we do you in the West, that we put pressure on you. You just come over here. They're going to welcome you. You got the run of the place. But the minute that you bring that swag over here, you're just, you're going to have trouble. I'm going to tell you how strange it is over here, okay? Now, a lot of the rich people, unless it's their wife, may have on gold jewelry. The guy we buy our fish from at the market, he has on big 18 karat gold pieces on his arm, on his hand, why he's cutting fish, guys. Why he's shelling fish and cleaning fish. Because it really doesn't mean nothing to them. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it doesn't impress them when you bring all that stuff over here and wear it. You're gonna get the attention of the wrong people. Is what you're gonna get, and you don't want that, because see, I treat everybody good. So that means, because I don't know who's good and who's bad, I even treat the bad guys good. Because if they wanted me, they know where I am. As a foreigner, you're being watched 24 hours a day. It doesn't seem like it, guys, but yeah, the police know where you are. The army knows where you are. The bad guys know where you are. The good guys know where you are. Everybody knows where you live. And it'll shock you, because I'll get a package and they'll be like, man, how did they know I live here? There's no kind of registry or anything like that. They'll just show up at your door. Is there a Calvin Roach here? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Here's Sam right here. I'll be like, man, where is this coming from? Yeah, they know where you are. Yeah, Wells Family Journey says, stay on the radar as much as possible. Even your good works are being watched. And sometimes, oh yeah, he's right. See, that's why I said I won't take on another job like this. But that's me speaking. That's not the Spirit. Because the Spirit led me to Baby Denise, and I was compelled. I ain't talking about no spooky religious stuff, guys. Because I'm not religious. I don't follow any religion. But I'm just saying, normally I don't help people because of that. Because they watch that stuff over here. And you can get in trouble. But I let them know the money's coming out of my pocket. I'm not a charity. But that's why I'm saying I won't do a big job like that again. But because it was Baby Denise, and because I'm telling you, y'all think I'm exaggerating, this little girl was inches from oblivion, probably. I think I got there just in time. Yeah, web design fashion is like, yeah, one thing here the people remember you. Absolutely. And I wrote that as part of my Filipino, it's called Sunshine Shoulders, Real Nitty Gritty Small Handbook for First Time Travelers to the Philippines. I was writing in it last night, doing some editing and stuff. And that's one thing I put in there. See, once the Filipinos hold a grudge forever. If if you do something to cross them, they'll never forget it, man. They won't forgive you. I'm sorry. It's just been my experience, is what I've seen. And it goes along with that. Yeah, they never forget you. Same with doing good. They just never forget you. I was in McDonald's the other day, and it shocked me. I was waiting on John, and I told him this. I'm waiting on my coffee, and they're so shy and so bashful. The little lady, the little girl, I guess she's about 20, she's shaking. She puts my coffee down. She turns to leave and she turns back and she says, "Are you Sunshine Shoulders?" I about fell over because they would never, do that under normal circumstances. They'll just look at you from afar. But when she said that, see, they watch you. They know who you are over here. You don't have to be out there in Front Street, being loud and everything like that. You don't have to do it. They know. But my girlfriend is giving me signs. I got to get off of here. Frank Ellis said, "You probably saved baby Denise's life." Frank, brother, I promise you, I believe that with everything in me. She had no diapers. When I met her, she was Donna was holding her up. She had on soiled, underwear because she didn't have any diapers. Sugar water. Everybody in that house was living separate lives. She was being neglected, man, and now I found out she was being abused, and I got there just in time. I believe that with all my heart, and that's why I'm staying in there until this house is finished. And then I'm going to get her some therapy because one day I want her to get some canes, and because I know it's possible. I've got subscribers that tell me it's possible, that this little girl can live an independent life. And I want her to get up on those canes and walk away from that place because she deserves better. See, that's my goal for baby Denise, okay? That she gets those canes and gets the hell away from there. Because I've got a subscriber, his son drives his own car. He doesn't use a wheelchair, has his own apartment, has a full-time job, and he has cerebral palsy. Thank you, Alan Griffith, man. I still get chills every time I say that because that's my goal for baby Denise. And you're right. I'm going to get baby Denise a Boots on the Ground t-shirt. I'm going to get it today. I'm glad you reminded me of that. That's a great idea. I'm going to get that today, no matter what the color is, because I told y'all they ran out of the colors over here. Remember, it's the Philippines. Expect the unexpected. Nothing makes sense over here. Now, I told the guy, hey, I'm coming back to get more of these shirts. You would think he would order more red and black ink, but he didn't. So my girlfriend goes to get her Boots on the Ground shirt. Instead of being in red and black, it's Carolina blue. Okay? So we're trying to look the same when we go help people. I've got a Boots on the Ground, the original Boots on the Ground shirt. And she looks like she plays for the North Carolina Tar Heels or something. I don't know. But that's just how it is over here, guys. Y'all know when you get over here, you're going to see it. But Roy Faulkner, I am, man. It's just, Roy, I'm going to be honest with you. Things have happened so fast. I haven't even had time to grasp it, really. What has happened to Sunshine Shoulders and my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, it normally takes people years. It's happened to me just in a few months, And I'm just so thankful. I'm just so glad that people have bought into what I'm trying to do, that I'm trying to be helpful, that I'm trying to, the service that I'm trying to provide. But it's happened so fast that I haven't gotten a grasp on what is even possible. I'm just trying to make a vlog every day to keep the content going, to keep it interesting, to give my real boots on the ground, nitty gritty information out there, because I don't want to take this thing for granted. In the insurance business, we say something like, make haste while the sun is shining. That's what I want to do in this situation. You know, I just want to, you know, that's why I'm helping Gail. That's what I told her. I said, Gail, we need to help you now while the spotlight is on Sunshine's shoulder. I don't know when the sun's going to go down on me. It might go down just as fast as it went up. I don't know. So let's shine it on you now. And so next week when I go over there, she's going to really tell y'all some nitty gritty stuff. And that's what I told her. I said, look, don't hold back. Tell them what you going through, you know, coming up. All this stuff you experienced. Your mother running off from you and all of that kind of stuff. She's got a powerful story, man. But unless she tells it, no one's really, it's going to be like, oh, there's thousands of Gails in the Philippines. No, it's not. I mean, this girl's got a unique story. She's fought through and persevered through so much to get her college degree, you know, just to own that little piece of shack over there that she has, because she don't own the land. She, you know, that little house that she's, you know, she lives in a squatters area, man. You know, I can't tell you enough about that, you know, and what that really means. Because in Louisville, Kentucky, hell, the squatters area is Beecher Terrace or something like that. And they've already tore Beecher Terrace down, and now they put like $100 million federal grant subdivision there. We don't have that kind of squatters area unless you homeless and got mental problems and you sleeping outside. And hell, that's equivalent to the damn squatters area, man. You know. But yeah, I'm going to have to get out of here, guys. My girl, she keeps looking through there, and I don't want her mad at me. Really. Hey, Jeffrey Teller. Thank you, man, so much for the super chat. He says, your channel is growing because you're a relatable person. It's going to get even bigger, man. I hope so, because I made a promise to my Filipino subscribers, you know, that every week I'm going to give them 1,000 pesos no matter what. But as my YouTube channel grows and I start earning money, and I'm going to help more people, because that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Farango Xbox says he has a bolo. Yeah, that's their weapon of choice over here. That bolo. I couldn't think, it's that big long knife. If you see somebody coming at you toward that, you better run. He says, when my next, it's Monday. England Davis says, no, that's not England Davis. Timothy Bright says, when will she let you interview her? We're going to do it again Monday. Sunshine Shoulders, you ready this weekend? Yeah, if John wants to go on there this weekend, look, I'm going to show y'all something real quick. This is crazy. This is funny, really. Now I'm going to show y'all something. I told y'all I don't dress up over here. But these are I bought my Johnston Murphys over here. I haven't worn them. Look at the dust on them. But these are my insurance, man. I sold many policies in these shoes. They ready, John, whenever you ready. And then I got some nice slacks over there with a shirt. That's about as formal as I'm going to get over here, Ingram. But I'm ready. You know, John. Hey, thanks, nobody special. He said, yeah. Goodbye, oh yeah. When you help somebody, you're helping yourself. If you're in America, man, before you let your head hit the pillow, because it's getting late, you know, help somebody, man. If you don't want them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, you're just getting off second shift, you see somebody on the street, give them a couple of dollars. Buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink. If you're in the Philippines, what time is it? About 12 o'clock? We still got 6 hours to find somebody to help. There's no excuse. There's so many people over to help. It's easy. You can close your eyes and walk out the door and find somebody to help. Because if I don't know anything else, man, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody, for your super chats, your super stickers, your likes. Man, for joining me every week on these live streams. Man, y'all make my day. Y'all just don't know that. Without you, there would be no Sunshine Shoulders. Let's take this thing all the way, man. You know, let's help as many people as we possibly can. Thank you, Anthony F. Enjoy your words of wisdom. Thanks, Calvin. Thank you, brother. Let's see how far we can take this, man. This is a grassroots movement. This is a brotherhood consisting of sisters and brothers, man. You know, nobody's ever did what we're doing for baby Denise over there, man. You know, nobody's ever done that. That's why they're so shocked when they see us bringing materials. They stand around like it's like I'm LeBron James going up for a dunk shot when I bring that materials over there, man. They're amazed at that. And I want to thank y'all for that, man. Because without y'all, it wouldn't be possible. So take care, and I'll see you next time.